Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Realme 6 Pro. By the way guys, I'll also be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll be covering all the features offered by this phone. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to start off with the most highlighting feature about this phone, that would be its 90Hz refresh rate display. And by default it is set to auto refresh rate. So if you want to change settings related to that, go to display settings, then scroll a bit and select refresh rate. So we have three different options: auto select, 90Hz and 60Hz. Now by default it is set to auto, and I would suggest you to go with 90Hz because it's gonna make everything much more consistent. Now besides that, I'm gonna recommend you to change a little setting related to the fingerprint scanner. Now this phone doesn't have an in-display fingerprint scanner. Instead, Realme is using the power button as the fingerprint scanner. Whenever you add your fingerprint to your phone, then normally whenever you touch the phone, it automatically unlocks. It works, but it's kinda annoying. So I would recommend you to change a little setting. For that, go to fingerprint settings, enter your password. Now over here we have something called screen off unlock. By default it is set to light touch. Now you need to set it to firm touch. Now once you do that, no matter how many times you touch the fingerprint scanner, it doesn't work. You need to physically press it to unlock the phone. And this little trick can really help you a lot. So here's a quick preview once again. So even when I'm using the correct fingerprint, it doesn't unlock unless I press the button. Now with that said, if the display is on, I can touch it to unlock. I don't need to press the button. So this is something that you should definitely do. Next, we have a cool new feature called partial screenshot. So to use that, just place 3 fingers on the screen and then swipe down. And then this is what's called as partial screenshot. You can place it anywhere you want. You can also resize it. Once you're done, click save and you get a partial screenshot. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough through the camera interface. So this is a camera interface, and over here we have different toggles. The first one is 1x zoom. We are using the primary camera. Next we have 2x zoom followed by 5x zoom, and once you click it again, we are switching to the wide angle camera. On the right side we have the regular portrait mode. There's nothing special going on with over here, but on this phone now you can change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a picture using this slider over here. Now besides that, if you go to the right side, we have a dedicated 64MP mode. Even though this phone has a 64MP camera, by default you don't get a 64MP picture. So if you want to take a 64MP picture, you need to use this particular mode. Now if you go to the left side, we have some cool features in the video recording section. So in the video recording mode, we can record with the primary camera, we can record at 2x, 5x, and we can also record using the wide angle camera. Besides that, we also have something called ultra steady mode. You just enable the toggle and now we are using the ultra stable mode. We also have something called as ultra stable pro mode, and you can enable it over here, and now we are using ultra stable max mode. So these are two different stable modes. Personally, I prefer the regular ultra stable mode. It works much better. Now besides that, we also have blurred video feature, and you can access it from this particular toggle. Now using this feature, we can record video with a background blur effect, and you can change the amount of background blur effect you want using this slider. It's a brand new feature on this phone. Now if you go to the left side, we have the regular night mode to take better pictures in low lighting conditions, and it also works for selfies as well. So if you want to take great selfies in low lighting conditions, this is something that you should definitely try. And we can also use night mode for the primary camera and even for the wide angle camera, which is pretty unique. Now this is the interface for the regular front facing camera, and we can switch between the primary camera and the wide angle camera using this toggle over here. And every time we switch to the front facing camera, you also get this cool animation at the top. Besides that, you have the regular portrait mode. Once again, you can change the amount of background blur effect you want using this slider over here. And if you go to the more section, these are some extra features for your front camera, and these are some more extra features for the rear camera. So guys, those were all the new camera related features. Now I'm going to show you navigation gestures. So to enable them, go to settings, then select convenience tools, navigation buttons, and select swipe gesture from both sides. Now once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, and you can swipe left side or right side to go back a step. You can also swipe from the bottom left corner or bottom right corner to trigger Google Assistant. So these are the new navigation gestures. Let me show you them once again. Swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, swipe from the left side or right side to go back a step, and finally swipe from the bottom left corner or bottom right corner to trigger Google Assistant. Next we have swipe up gestures. Once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, and finally you can swipe from the bottom left corner or right corner to go back a step. Next, I'm going to show you how to trigger Google Assistant with the power button. Just enable this toggle and now press and hold the power button to trigger Google Assistant. If you press and hold the power button longer, we will see the power options. If you are using navigation gestures, this is pretty useful. Next, I'm going to show you how to enable dark mode. So to do that, just go to display settings and just turn on dark mode. Now once you enable dark mode, all the UI elements change automatically to dark mode. This is how the settings page looks like. And once you enable dark mode, some of the stock applications also change the default theme. For example, this is the default phone dialer. Here's the messaging application. Even some of the stock applications like Google Play Store, YouTube automatically change their theme. And here's YouTube. Next, I'm going to show you how you can disable lock screen magazine. First, here's a quick preview of the lock screen. And every time you lock your phone or every time you come to the lock screen, we see a different wallpaper. Some people like it, some people don't, especially I personally don't like it. So if you're like me and if you want to disable it, this is how you can disable it from settings. And now here's the lock screen once again. And no matter how many times you come to the lock screen, we will have a fixed wallpaper. Next, I'm going to show you some camera gestures. First, we have touch. Once you enable this feature, we can take a picture by just touching the preview screen. It works for both the rear camera and even for selfies. Next, we have the palm gesture, which only works for the front camera, and it's great for taking selfies. Just enable it and then show your palm to the front camera, and your phone will take a picture in just 2 seconds. And here's a quick preview of that once again. Next, we have some important screen off gestures. We have things like double tap to wake. We can also draw a note to open the camera application. Next, we can draw a V to turn on the flash. We also have more like music controls and custom shortcuts. But most of the time, I just draw V to turn on the flash. And to turn it off, we can press the power button. Next, we have a pretty cool shortcut to start or open split screen mode. This feature is enabled by default. Just make sure this particular toggle is enabled, and if it is enabled, you can just swipe up using 3 fingers to open the current application in a split screen mode. Now this is an Oppo phone, it's not like other phones, so some of the applications will not support this feature. With that said, most of the applications, especially third-party applications, do support split screen mode. Next, I'm going to show you how to record calls automatically on your phone. For that, go to settings just by clicking that button, and now select call recording, and make sure you enable this particular toggle. And once it is enabled, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Now this feature is available in India but might not be available in other countries. So if you can't find this feature on your phone, try using a third-party application. Next, I'm going to show you digital well-being. Now this is a feature from Google and you can find it in settings. This feature analyzes your phone's usage and gives you a complete report. It shows you how many times you've unlocked your phone, how many notifications you've got, how much time you're using your phone, and which apps you're using the most. So with all this information, you can know your usage and you can also limit your usage using this feature, which is a pretty cool thing. So let's say if you don't want to watch videos on YouTube for more than 1 hour in a day, we can put up such restrictions using this feature. Next, we have wind down. This is another feature from Google, which will help you sleep faster at night. Using this feature, we can schedule our phone to turn on grayscale mode and do not disturb mode automatically at a specific time. This is something I would definitely recommend you to try. Next, I'm going to show you how you can change your default apps, whether you want to change your default launcher, default browser, or anything. For that, we need to first go to settings. Once you're in settings, select app management, then select default apps. Now from this page, you can change your default launcher, default SMS application, browser, and so on. I would definitely recommend you to change your default browser to Google Chrome. Next, I'm going to show you how to display the battery percentage on the status bar. For that, go to settings, then select notification and status bar, and then enable this toggle. Once you do that, we can see the battery percentage on the status bar. In the same way, if you want to see the network usage on the status bar, enable this toggle. Next, I'm going to show you how to display the RAM information on the recent apps page. For that, go to settings, then select additional settings, and now enable this toggle. Once you do that, we can see the RAM or memory information in the recent apps page. Next, I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot. Now there's an easy way to do that. You just have to press the volume down and power button both at the same time, and your phone will take a screenshot. Just like that. It works everywhere and you just have to press these two buttons at once and it really works. Now for some reason, if that's a bit hard for you, we also have the 3-finger screenshot gesture. Just go to settings and just enable this toggle. And once you do that, you can swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Here's a quick preview. Once again, it also works everywhere. Just swipe down using 3 fingers and you'll get a screenshot. Next, I'm going to show you how to take a long screenshot. For that, first we need to take a regular screenshot. We can either use the buttons or the gesture, and once you take a screenshot, click long screenshot. Now we'll see a quick preview. You just need to scroll through the page, and once you're done, click done. And then we will get a long screenshot. Next, I'm going to show you how to record the screen on your phone. For that, first go to the toggles. And if you can't find the screen recording option, you need to click this button over here and search in the extra toggles. We have a dedicated toggle called Start Screen Recording. Just bring it up. And now we can start video recording just by using this toggle. Just click it and screen recording should start in 3 seconds. If your phone asks for any permissions, just grant them all. Next, I'm going to show you how to stop applications from automatically restarting in the background. For that, you need to first open Phone Manager. You can find it on the home screen or in your app drawer. Once you open it up, select Privacy Permissions, then select Startup Manager. Now from this page, we can start or stop applications from automatically restarting in the background. Personally, I'll enable this toggle for apps like Truecaller, WhatsApp or Instagram and disable it for everything else. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your phone. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video and definitely check out my video on best features. Link will be in the description. Now with that said, if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.